guys, we're going to discuss the Cobra Kai Season 6 finale.
Lost in conversation. Lost in conversation. Lost in conversation. Lost in conversation. Lost in
It's
conversation.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we have Cobra Kai Karate Kid Trivia Challenge.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Dave
Oops.
versus Leslie.
I didn't do the homework.
Here we go. Okay. He always pulls this stuff
I
on
don't
me.
know names, so.
We'll let the judges decide.
Okay, I'll first start with Leslie. Each question will be 1 point, and the end is a 2-part question, 2 points each.
Can I get a knockout for 10 points?
Or a flashback card.
Okay.
All right. Best of luck. Val.
What dojo are you guys representing
Cobra
tonight?
Kai.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I
Can
know
I
you're-
represent Cobra Kai again?
No, you're Miyagi, though. You know you are.
Okay.
Or you could be Eagle
Miyagi-Do.
fan. Oh,
No,
hey.
Miyagi, not Miyagi.
Okay,
Oh.
Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, represent Cobra Kai.
I've always been Team Johnny from the beginning. You know that.
That's what I'm talking about, sir. We all know Daniel was a real bully.
Yeah, that's right.
Leslie, you're first. Which student won the 50th All Valley in Cobra Kai?
Which student?
Well, you can't ask Kim. It's
Daniel
all right.
San?
What's that?
Who?
Daniel San? No, what? Cobra Kai?
Dave, you get the question now.
Oh, the 50th?
Which student won the 50th All Valley in Cobra Kai?
Miguel Diaz.
That is correct, sir.
Oh. Was it supposed to be the from Karate Kid? That's not Karate Kid, dude.
He said Cobra Kai. Didn't say
No, but
Karate
he
Kid.
said
Okay, Leslie,
this is
ready?
like Karate Kid. Okay, can you repeat the question, please? Because I didn't really get it.
Remember,
Just so you know, Dave has 1 point.
It's okay.
So now you're on the defense,
Okay.
just like Miyagi-Do.
Okay.
What is the name of the dojo that Johnny created in Season 3?
Eagle Fang.
That is correct.
Good job. Good job.
Dave,
Yes.
what is the original platform where Cobra Kai was first released?
Platform?
Yes, like what was it streaming on?
Oh, okay. YouTube Red. Final answer.
That's
I don't need
correct.
No phone, no friend.
Nice.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
You have the lead by 1 point. All right, Miyagi-Do. What is Johnny Lawrence's favorite brand of beer?
He always talks about that.
No pressure. Well, actually, there's pressure, but
Is it called Coors? Coors? I don't know.
Dave.
Coors?
Dave, can you answer this question? What is Johnny Lawrence's favorite brand of beer?
Oh, hold on.
Oh my god, you're making it dramatic.
Boy, this is dramatic.
I do need a sip of Coors Banquet to think about the answer.
I said Coors.
No, you just said Coors.
You just said Coors.
Oh, come on, dude.
Point, Dave.
That's how far you can get me this name.
Dave, what toy does Miguel win for Samantha on their first date?
Boy. Oh, gosh. You probably get this one because you're romantic. Okay. Toy. Okay. I want to say it's some kind of stuffed animal. It's at the mini golf. I'm going to say teddy bear?
Leslie, what toy does Miguel win for Samantha on their first date? Come on.
Oh, God, I don't know.
You don't know?
It's not a. Whatever you said. No, I don't know.
You guys are going to hate yourselves for missing this. Toy octopus, guys. The necklace.
Oh, the octopus. The
Octopus.
No, that's not what he wants.
Yes, it is.
That's what he got her.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that was what he wanted.
Oh, an octopus.
So who had the question originally?
I did.
Okay, listen. According to his dating profile, what film franchise is Johnny a fan of?
Oh.
Film franchise?
Yes.
Rocky?
Dave. According to
Iron Eagle.
That is correct. Wow, Dave's kicking butt.
I've seen him a long time ago.
I'm
But
bad
Yeah,
with names
I don't
and
remember.
stuff. I
Yeah.
don't pay
Augusta
attention
Jr. is
to
the
detail in that.
character.
Who got that originally? She did.
She did.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dave. What song does Johnny and Daniel bond over while driving?
The best of us.
Sorry, I couldn't hear
Leslie.
What?
What song does Johnny and Daniel bond over while driving?
I have no idea.
Take it on the run. REO Speedwagon.
Take it on the run.
Remember that episode they were singing it and they go back to his old apartment and bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Okay, who went first on that?
That was me.
Okay, Leslie. Where does Daniel travel to in season 3 to reconnect with his past?
Daniel. Oh. I'm going to say Okinawa.
Correct.
Good job.
Wow. Smart Leslie. Hey, this might be a Miyagi-Do comeback. I don't know. It's 4-2 right now. Dave.
Yes.
What is Hawk's real name?
Eli.
Correct.
Oh my god.
Leslie.
Don't ask me any names.
What former girlfriend from the original Karate Kid reappears in season 3 to reconcile with Johnny?
Ali? Is that her name?
Who?
Ali?
You know the full name?
No, I just said the first name and I think it's okay.
I think that's okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll give it to her. You know her name, right?
Yeah. No, but I know her real name.
Of course you know
Elizabeth
her
Shue.
first
She
name.
did.
What? What do you mean, of course?
It's Allie Mills, guys.
Oh, Mills.
I give the point to
Johnny
Leslie.
Mills, kind of like Jet. No, I won't
There
forget
is an
it.
Allie Mills from the
Dave.
Wonder Years. She was a mom.
Cobra Kai was originally ran by whom?
John Grease.
Correct. Leslie, in what year was the film Karate Kid released?
1986.
Dave.
1984.
Correct.
What? Don't kick me. This isn't a real fight, okay?
Dave, what was the reason what was the reason for Miyagi going to Daniel's apartment when they first met in The Karate Kid?
Okay. To give him his bike back and newly fixed.
I like your answer, but Leslie, what was the reason for Miyagi to go to Daniel's apartment when they first met in Karate Kid?
I have two options, but I think
okay.
it is to fix the faucet, the water thing.
I'm gonna give her the answer. It's to fix the sink.
Yeah,
Yeah. After I said it, I realized what it was.
Leslie, making a comeback maybe. Hey, Leslie. Before Los Angeles, where did Daniel and his mother live in The Karate Kid?
Oh. No pressure at all by you saying that you're going to get a point.
Hey, look what they
You're
did.
psychological like the bad guy.
Yeah.
You're
Oh.
mean.
Dave's,
No mercy.
Dave's pulling the pressure. He's like, I will defeat you.
Yes, it's just like, I'm going to say, I don't know, New York?
Dave,
New Jersey.
that's
Oh,
correct.
I was so close.
Dave.
So close. So close.
At the tournament, who injures Daniel's leg and almost causes him to withdraw from the competition?
That would be
Are you sure?
one John Lawrence.
Leslie, at the tournament, who injures Daniel's leg and almost causes him to withdraw from the tournament?
I don't know his name, but it's the other guy that fought there with them, like the. I don't know names, but tell me it's not the other guy.
Okay, guys, it's Bobby.
Bobby. Is he the guy that's the preacher guy?
Is that who it is? Is he the preacher?
Maybe. He's not the furniture guy, right?
No, that's Mike Barnes. He's not even in that.
I don't know, the one that fought with them.
I think he was like the other blonde kid on the team.
There was like 4 of them, right? The preacher guy, the guy that died, and then one other guy. Maybe it was the other guy. Oh, the blonde kid.
Oh, speaking of Iron Eagle, from the Iron Eagle movie, one of the kids in Cobra Kai was also in the Iron Eagle movie, by the way.
I've never seen the Iron Eagle. Whatever that is.
Leslie, who was the
all right.
who was the real bully in the original Karate Kid, and why?
Wait, is this a real question?
That's right.
Hey, that's not fair. She doesn't really think that.
No, but you guys mentioned her. I heard that in some.
But you have to say why. You said A and Y.
Yeah. I'll give it to her.
It's essay time. You have to have a good answer.
You have a huge lead, Dave.
You can't just do it because you heard us say it.
Okay, this is the last question. It's a 2-part question. Each question is a total of 4 points. Oh boy. It's going to be, can you name the actor's real name and how old they were in the 1984 Karate Kid movie? If you get one of them, 2 points. If you get both, 4 points.
You can't do it, right?
The real name.
Okay, who's next?
Okay,
All right, Dave.
you can do it.
Okay, the actor's name and how old they were in the 1984 Karate Kid movie. Mr. Miyagi.
How old they were?
And their real name.
Okay, Pat Morita.
Wow, nice.
Good job.
And
Nice.
he was how old he was in the movie in 1984? 48.
Close, 51.
Wow.
If he was 48, that'd be the oldest 48-year-old looking person ever.
Well, everybody
It already looks old for 51.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't that
Dave,
old.
2. What is their real name and how old they were in the 1984 Karate Kid movie? John Kreese.
Oh, God. You asked the wrong person. He probably was 25, and his name, I have no idea.
His name is...
I know it.
Oh, okay.
I meant to say it.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't count.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Yeah, it counts. Yeah, sure.
No, it doesn't count.
Go.
Martin Cove.
Nice. How old was he?
I'm going to say 32.
Close. 37.
No, it's not close. It's far
Closer
away.
than 25.
Okay, Dave. He was a young guy. 37's not old.
Yeah.
I don't think it's old anymore.
I'm 39, so I'm not old.
30, 40 is like not that old these days.
Yeah, 40s is the new 30s. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dave. Daniel LaRusso. Go.
What do I have to
Name.
say?
His name and how old he was in the 1984 Karate Kid movie.
Oh, Ralph Macchio, and he was 24.
Correct on the name. He was actually 22. All right, Leslie. Allie Mills.
Her name,
And how old was she in 1984?
blank. Her age, 24.
Elizabeth Shue, 19.
20. She looked a little older than a high schooler. Daniel actually looked kind of like a high schooler.
He did.
He
I knew
looks
he was
like a
older.
baby.
I knew he was older than he looked.
Well, Team Cobra Kai wins. Good job, Dave.
Yes. Come on. Look at
Oh,
that. Be a
hey.
big sport. Hey. Ow. Ow. She's a bad sport.
All right. Season 6. What do y'all think? A good time to end the show? I'll just say what my high five feel. I feel like yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, because I like to see it go on top. Other shows in the past that I've really liked, like Walking Dead, everyone knows went on way too long. Seasons 1 through 4, 5. It could have ended there, went out on top, but it went to like, I don't know how many seasons people didn't even care about anymore. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah. All the main characters were gone, right?
Yeah, they were.
Except for like one guy.
Yeah, Rick was gone. Everyone, and then they did like 1,000 spin-offs that nobody cares about. But yeah, that was. I'm sad because I don't really like a whole lot of new shows, and I was all in on this show.
Yeah, I agree. That sometimes shows just drag on, but that one couldn't have ended any better. And it was high intensity all the way to the end. Just
Yeah.
left you guessing.
Yeah, I will say it was good. Season 6 is good. They don't have more story. Like, they don't have more bad guys to bring.
Yeah, I mean, without
So-
Kreese and Silver, I mean, that would be hard to replace them and
Yeah.
then what their roles were, you know.
This is season 6. What seasons have we watched together? So what do y'all remember? I remember, I think the last two, season 4 and 5, we watched those finales together, I think.
Yeah, I think we watched the one where they were having the fight in the LaRusso house.
It's like a Christmas party or something.
Sam and Tori were having it out.
When they were...
I think that was like kind of the main
Each other.
fight in that scene.
Yeah, that was at your single guy apartment
Yes.
before the roaches took over.
Oh gosh, don't. Yeah,
Those...
that's a bad
I
time.
like that place, but you had no balcony game at the time.
Yeah.
There was nothing on the balcony.
Maybe if I did, they would have gone out there instead.
I
Left
don't
my
think
house
so.
alone.
They like what you cooked.
Something I remember from that is when me and Dave went out and got Cobra Kai shirts,
Oh boy.
and
There you go.
someone did not get a shirt.
Yeah,
And they were
let's
not-
go back to that.
Well,
You guys remember that?
Of course.
I don't think I realized how big a fan you were. I'm sorry for that. But
You will keep
appar-
saying sorry, but...
apparently you are. If you've hung through this long to get to the end. then-
This is a beautiful thing. See, we had the finale. Things are coming to a close, and old things that have happened are just
Water under the
forgiveness.
bridge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
sure. Uh-huh.
We have some
Until we
room
have
for-
another
Oh.
podcast.
That's beautiful. So it's finally, feud is over then, huh?
Yeah.
Leslie's finally let it go.
Yeah, finally.
That's beautiful,
About
Leslie.
time.
Good job for letting that go, Leslie.
I'm saying no.
All right, then the one after that, we watched me and Emily's old apartment.
No.
No, we never.
Oh, we saw it
Ashburn.
at your
We've
guys'
never been
apartment.
there.
Ashburn, yeah.
We saw it at your guys'
Yes.
apartment.
We have the
Because
picture
we
of
were
the
all
four of
wearing-
us
Yeah,
with
yeah,
our
yeah.
4 shirts.
And we did the kick.
Yes.
We did like a kick in the air
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was Ashburn.
Yeah.
Which season was that? Must have been 4.
We watched the
Yeah,
last 2
4.
seasons again on that.
I think that was 4.
Is it 4 or 5?
I think that was 4.
4.
Yeah.
I think it was 5. Remember, we were like
No.
Chosen almost got killed, and
Was it?
No,
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it's-
think so because
No, I
Emily
think
was
it
not
was-
pregnant
I
yet.
think it
Or
was.
was she? No, she was pregnant.
I feel like it was 4. And the
It has
one
to
we
be 5.
watched together was 3.
so where did we watch 5 at?
I don't know if
I
we
don't-
watched the finale
I don't think
together.
we watched 5
What happened
together.
in the 5 finale?
Well,
You were busy with the baby, I guess.
Chosen almost got killed. Remember? With that
Well,
sword.
remember we prayed for Chosen?
Yeah.
I think we watched season 5
I
together.
don't know.
I don't know.
I remember watching the Miguel fall.
Wait,
Which was
okay.
season 2, I think.
So if we watched
with you guys.
one in your apartment, I don't know. I don't know. We might have saw a lot. That might have been season 5. I don't know. Maybe.
Hard to remember.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, did
the
we
important
watch-
thing is that we saw numbers 6 together.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is
I
true.
like that.
All right, guys, let's talk about it overall. What are your thoughts on the last 2 episodes?
Wow, where do we begin?
Well, to be honest, the last 3 episodes before before these 2,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
they were
we're going
very
back.
intense.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Okay.
very intense. These 2 were not that intense. Were exciting, but they were not the same intensity. Like, everything was new. The fight with the other teams that we didn't know, like new characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's going on, you don't know them. So that was very exciting, like building up.
I thought the fighting scene that basically put the whole tournament on hold was like a big moment because
The big brawl with everyone fighting.
That was sort of unexpected, and that was for me probably the most intense part of the whole last few episodes.
And it helped out with the finale because Johnny got his butt handed to him from the other sensei.
That's right.
So that's kind of like in your head. It was in his head.
That was a crazy fight.
Oh yeah.
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 I didn't think that somebody was gonna be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then when that
People died this season. I don't remember people
Yeah.
dying before.
3 people, I guess, right?
Yeah. There you go. The girl
She was
predicted it.
But like you were saying, a couple of seasons before, I thought having his baby was a huge moment in the show.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
that was exciting. I
Yeah.
love that also. Like they were building up the friendship,
Mhm.
like still with the tough spots, but then they were getting there.
Yeah.
And I love that they ended up being actual friends, like trusting each other.
Right. 'Cause
Not
it was
just-
a long road.
Not just like they were saying like, oh yeah, after this we're done.
That's right. Johnny.
Actually
Yeah.
ended up being like good friends.
Yeah, they're still working together. It ends
Yeah.
with them two talking.
That
How about that ending with the chopsticks, the flashback?
that
And
was
I'm thinking like,
hilarious.
okay, he's gonna catch the fly, but no, Johnny comes there and smashes
Yeah, I thought Johnny was gonna do that. I really thought of that because
That was a really hilarious.
Yeah.
it. Before that scene, it is on the actual two writers talking. I think they're talking
We saw
about the
that they
show.
were the writers, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a nice
Yeah.
moment.
I like that.
Right away, I think of Kreese and John Kreese and Silverman. Silverman?
Silver.
It's John Silver.
He's a
Yeah.
man. His name is Silver.
Yeah.
Silver.
Silver.
Leslie knows all about that.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that.
Silver.
So I feel like they wrapped just kind of everything up. Kreese was on a mission. I was always wondering why. What is he doing? I guess he was going after Silver. In doing so, he protected Johnny's family. The huge explosion.
Yeah, that was a pretty shocking scene.
Yeah, I know.
See, I thought he was gonna die.
Kreese?
But Silver was gonna survive. But he was gonna go out in a heroic way, and well, he did. But he ended up taking Silver out with him, which was.
I mean, that's makes sense to end both of them like that. Again, for me, it's like at least Johnny should have known. Like they didn't mention it. Like that, Kreese give
You know what the sad thing is?
himself his
Oh.
life for defending his family. Like he will never know.
Yeah, that's the
We
thing.
know,
We'll never
but
know.
they will never know.
Well, I mean,
They may never know.
Maybe not, but we can.
No,
assume-
because they should have mentioned it. Like if they knew, they should have mentioned it.
Most important thing is we know that Kreese went out on a good note. He went to everyone and apologized to them, even though I've always liked Kreese. He's a complicated character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll talk about Johnny, but he did help these people out, and maybe he felt that was the way to do it. But then, like on his last moments, he realized the last stuff he was doing wasn't right, and he went and said his goodbyes to everybody, and then went out on a good note. But will Johnny ever know? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think Kreese always also was guided by love. I will say, like he said, like to Silver, like Johnny was his strength basically. Like he gave him a reason to fight for, even before with the granddaughter of the sensei, the bad sensei. Like
Yeah.
he cared about the little girl.
Mhm.
Like he really cared about her
That's
all
right.
this time.
And Tori too.
And Tori.
And Tori.
Yeah, he went to Tori when Tori was just really struggling
Right,
in that
right.
apartment.
Yeah, so there was that side of him, like that. There was always a little light of goodness in
And
him.
you really saw that in the flashbacks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good ending for him
That
he turned to do the right thing.
the scene with Johnny and Kreese, like their last time talking together, was some of the best acting I've ever seen from Johnny. Like he was like yelling and screaming, like I really felt it. That was really intense.
Yeah.
Talking about the end of the tournament where he, broke his trophy, and he's just like, I wanted to, make you proud.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was very.
Yeah.
That
Kreese was
scene
like-
made me cry, like when they hugged.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Kreese was like, I was wrong. That's a huge moment.
Yeah.
What else?
So I thought it was awesome that Johnny was able to switch over to Cobra Kai, and they could go to the old Cobra Kai gym. Daniel really helped him out. Tori, Miguel's his first student. I thought that was awesome. back in the original Cobra Kai dojo.
I also like the last part where Daniel teaches him like the Miyagi, you know, like the scene from the movie, the first Karate Kid movie, like where he's in
the beach, right?
The beach, standing on the
pillar or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that was like nice because you're saying like there again has to be a balance, you know. Miyagi do balance, but balance between the two things, you know, like
he has to know
nobody
defense
has,
too.
Nobody knows not everything that you think it's right or that other person is right, you know, like you have to find a middle ground, I think, and that's what that was about.
I think the show has always been about Johnny. The last time Johnny was in this tournament, he lost, and he always felt like a loser. And this was his moment that came down the senseis. When I found out it was a tie, I was like, the senseis. So Johnny gets to be in the tournament again. But, you know, even if he lost and gave it his all, like Daniel was saying, he was still a winner. Like, he has people that care about him, that love him.
That's right.
And they did a big Rocky speech, which, from a child from the 80s, I felt it in my heart because I was obsessed with Rocky. But he says, the Rocky, the original, did he win? No, he didn't win, but he went the distance and he trained, but he still had, you know, people that love him. So don't be afraid, kind of like don't be afraid to lose, just do your best, you know.
That's right.
And also the scene where Johnny like goes to the cemetery, like the last episode, when he starts, like how he started being all like disappointed of life and feeling like a loser, and then at the end showing the mom, like, you know, going again and say like, I got a second chance. It's just like inspiring.
Because he had said originally, there's no second chances.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, and again, Cobra Kai is all about Johnny, right?
Yeah.
So he got his happy ending, you know.
Yeah. And then I love the training montage, like him running, and at the beach, it was totally like Rocky 1 and 2, training with Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Even after he wins, he tells Carmen, like, I love you. She's like, I really love you. I love you. And they're chanting too, Johnny, right? But it almost is like, just like Rocky, really.
Yeah. Same energy, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say that I also, like, I appreciate that Daniel stopped being so stubborn as of the beginning, as he's always been.
But Daniel?
That was annoying.
Johnny or Daniel?
Daniel.
Yeah.
That's our biggest gripe with him, always.
What is it?
Well, he said, I'm a little neurotic, but that's how I am. Like, he's not going to change. That's how he is, but he came to terms with it. Like, okay, I admit it. I am. He's always been kind of, even when he was in the original Karate Kid.
Yes.
He was just very stubborn. And like,
very stubborn.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I like that he at the end, like, actually he was the sensei with Johnny at the end, you know, like, and that's not being a Miyagi, though, that's not the way he works, but that's not the way I inspire him. And inspire him with his own words. That was hilarious.
Yeah, like his own
but
little
at the same
Johnny
time,
speech.
like,
Tori, how about that match? So she goes out there and is getting her butt handed to her. She's not scoring any points. And all it took was for someone to say, I love you. And that just, that was it. Johnny's giving all this stuff, but she's not hearing it. All she cares about is her man. And he says, I love you. Boom. She just kicks on. And I don't think she loses a point after that. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what she needed. You know, like all she went through, like, just needed that one little thing, you know?
Yeah, and now, like I was saying, like, all these bad guys, you know, talk a lot of things to you to play with your psychological part.
To be started off with, like...
They know how to play games with them and make them feel... Because they know that they can fight, but the way that they can enter it's through their heads and they are out.
easy target.
And if you know, like everybody,
Tori's been through a lot.
all of them were easy target.
Yeah, but especially her.
But that's the Cobra Kai thing.
Well, Tori doesn't have a bright future after this. It's kind of like everyone else is going to these big schools. She's just kind of like,
I know, like she just lost her mom. It's a lot, but you know that the good thing that somebody can reach out to them with what they need.
Yeah,
that's what she needed. Once she heard that, she was like, okay. She didn't think about like, oh, like she got with my man. It was just kind of like, well, he's loves me, so.
Yeah, but that girl said like, oh, he loves me, and she was playing games with her.
Of course.
The other girl, and yeah, when the guy came and said, I just love you, and like, okay, let's do this, you know.
Forget everything happened.
And also,
all she needed.
Yeah, and also Miguel when Johnny inspires him.
I have to say, I got to give it for Axel. Axel chose the high road. I don't know what happens to him after this. We don't really know, but I feel for the guy.
I feel like he's not going to be with that sensei anymore.
I hope not.
That's for sure.
Yeah, but finally one of them decided not to listen to the sensei. You know, like
right,
because it would have been the same story.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it was kind of like he was their Johnny.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that was the Johnny moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now he decided not to do it, and that stopped the story there. You know.
Yep.
It's not gonna come back to him because he made the right choice.
Okay, one thing I want to say, another thing is, okay, when Johnny, it looked like a mismatch. Like, this guy's younger than him, he's older, and he's getting destroyed. It looked like a mismatch. And I'm thinking, what is Daniel going to tell him? Because Tori had, got the right information, kind of like to take her through the fight, but what was Daniel going to tell him? And then, man, he gave him the Cobra Kai speech, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he already had the girl, the kids,
Right.
It's like, he's got it pretty good already. So, what's going to motivate him?
He's like, is there fear in this dojo? No.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
but I love
mercy.
the words that he used before. Like, he said words that I won't say it. But that was hilarious.
The what word? Don't be a something.
Yeah. Don't be a something. I was like,
I think when Johnny was afraid of this guy. He was afraid, and they could tell. And once he heard the Cobra Kai speech, it was just like, oh yeah. Gotta stop feeling sorry for myself. Gotta stop being.
I mean, I think he was afraid because of his past first, because he lost when he was younger.
Yeah.
And
he beat him up in the locker room.
And then he's older, and he's like.
Everything's kind of stacked against him, I guess.
Yeah.
But he just fight free and without the pressure.
But he needed the.
How stupid was that guy? He was willing to take cheap shots to hurt Johnny and get points deducted, right? So he.
Yeah.
If he didn't have that, he'd been closer to winning.
Again, revenge is not a good thing. It's not gonna take you anywhere. Good, at least. One thing that I want to say is that I love that finally Chosen got his love story with that girl.
Yes.
Yes, and that girl turned to be good, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I know, doing a bad thing. But I think that the way she saw the only way to escape from the bad influence of the grandfather.
Well, let's not forget Jessie on the date. Jessie from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Where she brings out the...
crystals or something.
The cards.
Or tarot cards.
The tarot, the cards where one is, what was it? One was death, which was, I guess, Grease and silver.
Right. She's the one that predicted the two.
And then love. It was love was the card, which he finds at the end.
Yeah.
I forget what the third card was.
Gosh, I don't know.
Oh, it was like a hermit? Yeah, it was a hermit. I'm thinking that was him because he was alone for a while.
Yeah, okay. Man, who knew she would have such a big role?
Did you think he should have ended with her? Ended up with her?
What's
no.
that?
No?
No.
No.
No, it was not a match. No.
I'm glad Chosen went out good. I really enjoyed the Chosen character. I thought he brought a lot of comedy.
He was a comic relief for sure.
He was funny.
I also liked that they didn't forget to add the Johnny humor in the show. Like when he was talking to his mom, he starts talking about details about the Applebee's about I guess he's going to jail, and I don't know. They didn't forget the Johnny humor.
Oh yeah, that was pretty relevant all the way through. Like he never lost that.
Yeah, I really like Johnny. I like that he's not politically correct, and he just
kind of does Johnny. He does what he does and deal with it.
I like how everybody ended up with a good part of their lives, like the couples, the young couples.
Yeah.
The friends,
Binary
the
brothers.
binary brothers.
Yeah, the binary brothers. I thought Samantha was like totally not going to go.
Like she was going to pull out a Stanford.
Was not going to go.
Or something.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that was.
But then they pulled
to.
the whole like Miguel. I'm going to go there with you.
Yeah,
like
that was good. That was
cool.
Yeah,
what a fun trip that would be, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
that's expensive plane ticket. Jeez.
Yeah,
right.
but hey, no, his stepdad can afford.
So I was always thinking, like, okay, I love the character of Stingray. Something like, okay, is he just like too small of a character to bring back? But no, they brought him back. It was hilarious. He's talking to the students about like being tough, and all of a sudden gets a call from his mom to go to the dry cleaners. That was
all things.
I guess the inspiring thing about Cobra Kai is like, even when something bad can happen to you, you can always turn to the good side, and do the right thing. Like all these stories end up making wrong choices, making mistakes, but then go to the good side. Even Chris,
Right.
like even Chris and Kenny and the other
think about
girl,
when-
like all of them.
When they all
there's a lot of characters at the end, but they did have them all in that front row. Like they're still in Cobra Kai. I remember Kenny. I forgot some of the other names.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Daniel's son is there also.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a couple other ones. I can't remember them. Were you guys happy to see Stingray back? I love that character.
That was hilarious.
He's so funny.
I remember him saying, "If you come with me, if you want to live."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I remember when he first
a couple
met
seasons back.
when he first met Johnny, like at a Lowe's or Home Depot. He's like killer Metallica shirt, man, or something.
Or if he was doing that thing out in the woods where they were.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah,
awesome.
that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that was.
So, have you guys seen the original Karate Kid? How were you introduced to it? Did it make you want to take karate?
I actually saw first the Karate Kid with the girl.
Huh?
Your old friend?
No, the third, is it the fourth movie? The third movie.
Hillary Swank?
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
I
Oh,
thought
that was
you
the first movie you
I
saw?
thought you were
I thought
asking who
that
the girl
was
you saw it with.
No.
Yeah, I was like, how do I know your old
How
friend?
would you know that?
no. That's
she at the
the
wedding?
first movie I saw actually.
I thought there was a chance that Hillary Swank might have been in this show because they
Yeah,
brought back all the
yeah.
other characters.
Yeah.
I heard rumors there was.
But I think maybe for the movie that's coming up, maybe they bring her.
That's true.
So the first one you saw was the Hillary Swank,
Yes, with my mom.
the next Karate Kid. How was that movie? I've never seen it.
It's great. I love it. And then, of course, I wanted to do karate
Of course.
because it was a girl. And then we saw the other ones with my mom.
Oh, okay. That makes
And
sense.
and my favorite from the three of them, it's the first one.
The original
And
first one?
and with the girl, yeah.
Okay.
Then the other two, they are good, but I will always love the first one and the girl one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say I agree. The first one's best. Second and third are both really good though. I've never seen the fourth one. Guess I need to check that out. We can watch it together, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Can we watch it together?
sure.
Okay.
But the second and third are epic. I mean, the "Glory of Love" song by Chicago.
Maybe we can watch it tomorrow.
In the,
Yeah. I was thinking about
Well,
that.
yeah.
The second movie, famous for that song.
It can have its own podcast.
Okay.
Komiko? Am I
Comico.
saying her name right?
Comico.
Komiko. Yeah, Komiko was in the second one. And Chosen was the bad guy, remember?
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the-
yeah.
I know.
In Okinawa.
And then the third one, you got Mike Barnes, crazy Mike Barnes.
Yeah, yeah. Good callbacks.
Silver as the guy basically like messing with Daniel's head. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
I
good
guess-
stuff going
I
on
guess
there.
the third one, yeah.
I
So-
watched
Oh,
it.
now you like the third one, I see.
No, but no. Like,
First one,
first one is great, and the
Yeah.
girl one. And the one with Jackie Chan, like the last one with Will Smith kid,
oh yeah.
it's okay.
Oh,
It's
which
an
one is
okay.
that? 5, 6?
Fifth, I guess.
Oh, there is. Oh, we saw that. Didn't we?
That was, I think,
I saw Karate Kid as a kid. I don't remember exactly. I think I saw it coming on TV. And when I saw it, I was like, this is awesome. It like blew me away, and I actually had to take karate, and I took karate. And when I was it was me, my dad, and my brother. We all went to the local dojo, and the sensei there actually said to the whole class, "It's like, okay, how many people are here because they saw the Karate Kid?" And like almost all of us raised our hand.
Oh wow!
This movie was a big deal when it came out. Like,
Sure.
everyone was wanting to take karate. And I think after that, probably Ninja Turtles made people want to take karate also.
Yeah, I actually was on karate like for not a long time because I got kicked in my stomach and out of air, and I was like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
It was just
I made it to yellow belt in the
Nice.
karate. I broke a couple boards, but then I wanted to do other sports as a kid, like soccer and other sports. So eventually I decided to leave and do it, but I had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
it was
Did
fun.
you ever want to take
I
karate,
like
Dave?
the cat.
You
cat
know,
dance.
I never wanted to take karate after watching the Karate Kid movies, but you were there for this experience I had, Clay.
Oh, okay.
One time Clay came to visit me, and we
Yes,
were
I remember
looking.
this.
We were looking for something to do in this sort of one-horse town, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot going on.
This is a
Like,
true
the
story.
Karaoke place wasn't open or something, so we just kind of stumbled across this dojo, and we were wearing like our regular clothes. I was wearing like slacks and a button-up shirt.
That is crazy.
Okay, I don't know about the shoes, but anyway, we decided to just go in there and be like, "Hey, let's just go in there and see what's going on." So this guy, the sensei, I guess, was there, and he's like, "Hey," he was totally cool, and he's like,
They were
"Yeah."
really cool, though.
He's like, "Yeah."
They were really good.
I think he saw us and was like, "Oh, we're gonna have some fun with these guys," and we're like, "Yeah, come on in." And
I decided to hit the punching bag and watch Dave. That's what I was doing.
so I don't know how it happened exactly, but I ended up getting to have a battle with this professional
Jiu-jitsu
guy.
Oh my.
Now the sensei guy was a beast. Like he was scary looking. Like I guess he sort of reminded me of a John Kreese back in the day. Like he was a big, strong dude, and you knew that if you messed with him, you were not going to survive. So, and it was kind of funny. He made some kind of comment to the guy that I fought. It was like, "Yeah, he wouldn't have a chance against me, but that's okay because he's fighting you," or something like that. Anyway, so we went 3 rounds. First round, I got a submission right away. He got the submission, I should say. Then the second round, same thing, pretty quick. Then the third round, I pulled one on him. He had me in like some arm bar or something, and I turned it on him, spun out of it, got him in there very tempting.
Dave remembers all the details.
And then
I know.
He did pretty good.
ultimately
Memory.
he turned it on me again, and I was done.
Yeah.
But like it was all submission moves, so like it pulls on your arm a little bit. Yeah, okay, that's enough. So
Yeah.
but afterwards, I was like real excited because I was like, man, I did
It was still fun.
I
Just
did
to, we randomly walked in a dojo after having something.
Yeah,
drinks.
maybe
But,
we had a beer. I don't know.
Yeah, and Dave, I was hitting the punching bag. I was like, you guys were like going at it over there. It was pretty cool.
It was very memorable. And we were telling everybody about it. We found our karaoke place eventually, and we were telling everybody about it. And they're like, "Oh man,
We just didn't care. We were wild guys, man.
yeah."
Unfortunately, I cannot do karate or any fighting now at this age. Not because of my age, but because of my eyes.
Yeah.
So, not
What
recommended.
made you guys like Cobra Kai? I'll just start it off here.
Okay.
Right?
So I think this whole Cobra Kai show started on YouTube because of the whole Daniel was a real bully video that went viral. I think that got people talking, got people interested.
Yeah.
And then the first season of Cobra Kai comes out, and it's all based on Johnny. And he's having flashbacks of like him and Daniel. Say, how cool was it having Johnny Lawrence on How I Met Your Mother, by the way, the other
Oh,
podcast.
Oh, that was cool.
That was good
stuff.
cool.
And Ralph Macchio also made an appearance on there.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But the Johnny character on there was for sure William Zabka.
What got you guys into Cobra Kai?
Well, I can tell you, I remember watching it for the first time with my niece and nephew, where there was a big build up for it, and my niece and nephew pretty young at the time, but they were, I guess they had seen Karate Kid or something, and they were real excited, and then they're like, yeah, we can't wait to watch this new show, Cobra Kai. I'm like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, they're bringing back the old characters, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. So I went there for the visit, and I was hooked.
It sucked you in the first episode, right?
Right away.
Yeah.
And, I'm.
It's like, I can't believe it's back, like Karate Kid, man.
My niece and nephew were super excited, which made me even more excited and happy.
What year was that?
Oh gosh, well,
6 years ago.
So.
Was I here? I was here.
No, it was before I met you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he was around that
I watched
time.
it right when it came out. Like, it wasn't like a lag.
I think I
Got
also
you into
watched
Cobra Kai.
it. Generally, Netflix.
Oh, so you didn't when it was on YouTube?
No. I think Netflix because I was here, brand new here in this country, so I used to watch my show Charmed. I was watching Charmed.
Oh.
I didn't have Netflix back home basically.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then I saw that it was related to Karate Kid. So I was like, oh, okay, let's give it a try. But then I think I watched one with my sister or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I just kept watching. And I think
we
that's when we started
talking about it.
yeah.
I think we probably watched the Karate Kid movies with your mom. And then I think that's how it started.
All right, guys. Favorite sayings, quotes in the show, favorite music. I'll say a few things. I always liked it when Johnny was kind of getting control of his dojo and be like, quiet.
Oh,
He did that quite a bit. I liked a lot of the music. Even this last episode, they're playing the Guns N' Roses song. I think it was Sweet Child of Mine. I love when they played the REO Speedwagon song where Daniel and Johnny are singing it together. Also, I learned a new song. Was the Death Leper song. What was it? It's like a number.
Called, Switch 625.
Yeah, that is a really cool song. I never heard it before until the show.
That was a big moment, actually, remember? That's when
That
Chosen decided to join their team.
Yeah, I also liked they had a lot of AC/DC songs. Yeah, I loved all the 80s music, especially the stuff that made Miguel listen to at the beginning.
I feel like they kind of centered it around Johnny, like his personality. Like if you think about the songs, there's a lot of it was. I'm a little biased, so I'm gonna say I really enjoyed the Def Leppard song because the moment was so big. It was right at the end of the season or an episode where Johnny and Daniel and Chosen all came together and teamed up, and they were playing the beginning chords of the song. And for me, that song is epic. It's played by the guitarist who no longer with us, and it was sort of like his going out anthem that he did, instrumental. And to me, that really marked a big moment. It was like really intense, and I was really psyched after seeing that. So I would say that's the song that stands out. What about you? What do you think?
Songs don't ask me. I just listen to them. I don't know names or anything. I enjoyed the song, but I cannot name any. Definitely.
Okay. Fair enough.
What
And the quotes.
I can't back. That
Oh.
coffee went right through me.
I know your quote.
What's my quote?
The Cobra Kai quote. No mercy.
Oh, yeah.
You're
of
always
course.
saying that.
Yeah. I do say that.
Yeah. And again, my quotes. I don't know. Definitely, I'm not.
Audience can't see us right now, but I'm wearing a full-blown Cobra Kai outfit with the bandana and everything, even Cobra Kai socks.
Well, you're a Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do mix.
Yeah. And Leslie has the newer version of Cobra Kai.
I like
Yeah.
that. It's dark.
It's like a chrome, and then Dave has the new one with the says "Kicks get the chicks."
Yeah. Very Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
there.
Okay, let's pick a character, go crazy with it.
Maybe some more light would be nice. We could shed some light on this subject.
You're like,
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's a good call.
No problem.
I will be talking about the one and only Johnny Lawrence.
Okay,
What?
okay, give it an applause.
What a gem this guy is. I mean, he is an 80s icon, ladies and gentlemen. Where do you start with Johnny? Well, a lot of people will say he is a man stuck in the 80s. I think my wife will say that kind of reminds her of myself a little. He's stuck in the 80s guy. He's very much not politically correct, which can be very hilarious at times.
Yeah.
So let's talk about who Johnny really is. I mean, at the beginning, he was not a confident guy. He was not a strong person. He was he was a scrawny kid. Mom was a very, beautiful woman who decided to marry this old rich guy who was, this old rich fat guy who was very much not a good father figure for Johnny. He was, I would say he was even very abusive to Johnny and his mom. I think he might even hit him at one point, slap somebody. I'm not positive on that, but Johnny was struggling at the beginning. Johnny was really struggling. And they show a flashback when he's riding his bike as a kid and he sees the Cobra Kai dojo. And he gets there and he just stands there and looks at it like, this is the key to change my whole world around. This can change everything. He just stands there and looks at it like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. So he tells his mom, and the stepdad just acts like a real, just a crappy guy, but he gets in there, and he's not successful at first. He does lose a match, and that's when Kreese says, he's just all about, strike first, strike hard, no mercy, and I think he loses a match, and he cries, and he's like, as soon as those tears leave you, you're a loser, don't cry. Which makes him tough, but in the long run, he realizes you don't. It's okay to show your emotions. But it changes his life around. He becomes good at karate. He becomes confident. He has friends now. He has a girlfriend. And it totally changed his life for the better. It wasn't he desperately wanted a strong male role model in his life. And he got it with Kreese. Kreese wasn't perfect, and the things they were teaching wasn't perfect, but it totally changed his life around. He became confident. He was able to win the All Valley multiple times. So that's the origin story of Johnny. So a dojo he has Eagle Fang. He's also Cobra Kai. He brings Cobra Kai back. His allies, Daniel LaRusso, sometimes, John Kreese, former. His nemesis, Daniel LaRusso, John Kreese. His philosophy, it doesn't matter if you're a loser, a nerd, or a freak. All that matters is that you become a badass.
Nice.
Love interest, Carmen Diaz. Allie Mills, Shannon Keene. She might have been the girl that comes back in one of the seasons.
Oh yeah, that's Robbie's mom.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Robbie's one.
Yes. His family, Robbie Keene. Okay. And then Sid, his stepfather. Johnny's training ideas: kick a hornet's nest, bonus points for headbutt, stand in the middle of the highway during rush hour, don't flinch. Swim through giant lobster tank. Check with the aquarium. Put the kids in a whale. Make them climb out. Make them fight on a roller coaster. Need access to carnival rides. Ask Cutter. Fight fire with fire. Teach them to punch through flaming bricks. Make them walk through a car wash and dodge those scrubby things. Paintball, but with none of that body armor.
Oh, ouch.
I thought there was a chance he might do the crane kick there at the end, but he went with his own move. Did you guys think he was going to do the crane kick?
Yeah, I
We
was expecting
both
that.
kind of thought that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have
I'm
been.
glad he didn't.
I'm kind of glad he didn't too.
He just had to do things his way.
But at least they had like the throwback
Yeah.
of that move stuff.
Yeah. So we saw Johnny down and out at the very beginning of the show. He's like a handyman. He's like an alcoholic and struggling. Then he kind of goes back to the drinking. But it's nice to see him come out on top. And so that's my rundown on Johnny. I'll let Dave go next.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear it for Clay, Johnny.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of choices here. So,
I guess Hawk is on there also somewhere. Oh, there you go.
all right. So,
Good pick.
I'm going to talk a little bit about our good friend, Miguel Diaz. Okay. So, Miguel, where do we begin with him? He had a really tough beginning in this story, much like how Johnny's story started in the Cobra Kai TV show. He was getting bullied, a lot like Daniel did when Daniel was in the same place, pretty much in California. I think it was the same city, Reseda. And at some point, Miguel and Johnny started working together, and he became Miguel Sensei. And Miguel wasn't so tough at the beginning. He was a scrawny kid and needed a lot of toughness built into him. And at some point, he did get to that point. Miguel's got a lot going on. He lives with his mom and his grandmother. And at the beginning of the movie, or beginning of the show, he's going to get Pepto-Bismol for his grandma. And then one of the heel characters from the beginning, Kyler, confronts him in the Quickie Mart or whatever, and pours the Pepto-Bismol over his head. And right there, it's like, okay, who's going to come in and save this kid and build him up? And enter John Lawrence. And he took this guy under his wing and basically became like a father-son combo.
Same story as Chris.
So the irony is, as Clay sort of alluded to, is Johnny already had a son, Robbie Keane, from one of the women that he had been with, and they didn't really see eye to eye. So he was finding solace in building up Miguel because he couldn't seem to get through to Robbie. Miguel ends up getting better and better, and eventually he ends up winning the All Valley tournament, ironically beating Johnny's actual son, Robbie Keane, which created a whole bunch of turmoil, drama within the family. But eventually they buried the hatchet. And that's really the key thing to remember about Miguel. His character always ends up being the bigger guy. Like, there was a famous scene that you guys all remember where there was a huge fight. I think it was in the mall or something. And he got kicked off the second story of where the escalator was in a fight with Robbie. And inadvertently, Robbie kicked him off of the escalator and he ended up breaking his back. They didn't know if he was going to live. And that's when Johnny really realized that basically this kid was like his son also. Him and Robbie were both his sons. And he was going to fix his relationship with Robbie, and he was going to be there for Miguel in the same way. And when Miguel survived, with Johnny working with him to try to build him up, get his strength back, that was one of the best moments. And then when they showed Miguel in the last fight, and he's fighting, they show the flashbacks of him fighting and training with Johnny.
That was cool, yeah.
And he was remembering all those moments. And that, I think, is what got him through the fight. Not his animosity towards the guy he was fighting, or everything else was blocked out. the situation with Sam going to Okinawa. None of that was mattering at that moment. He just was focusing on that relationship. So for me, like, I love Johnny's character, but Miguel's character is the one I wanted to focus on because he never lost his cool. Like, he had his moments, but for the most part, he just stayed the course. And he got some of that from Miyagi-Do and Daniel and some of the other friends, Robbie being his brother. And then when he ended up having another baby, girl, sister added to the family, then that just gave him something else to fight for. I love how he ends his journey by being happy for Sam going to Okinawa. He's going to Stanford, and then at the last minute, he decides to go with her to help her get settled in. Like, that was awesome. That's like unselfish, true love, dedication, and to me, that's what he embodies as a character pretty consistently throughout the show. Probably more so than any other character. Yeah.
If you think about it, Johnny needs Miguel just as much as Miguel needs Johnny. Because think how much Miguel did for Johnny at the beginning. He helped advertise the gym. He got other students from the high school to join.
Yeah.
Also, he helped him set up that dating profile. He kind of like guided him. And he needed, Johnny was alone. Like, he needed, with Miguel, he was able to open up Cobra Kai again. And he became, a sensei. And Miguel was there for him a lot too. And Miguel had a mom that Johnny ended up being with, So Miguel did a lot
Miguel
for Johnny.
Was like, you could argue he was the key to the whole thing.
To this whole thing. If Johnny doesn't come across Miguel, this whole thing might not already have started.
Yeah.
Also, you're saying he took the high road. When he saw that Samantha was going to Okinawa, like, he could have lost it and just been like, "What? You didn't tell me?" But no, he was just like, "I want you to be happy. It is what it is,"
And right before his fight too, which is more impressive. Like, he didn't let that get in his head. It's just like, that shows you that like his character was good. He was pure. He was a pure, good guy.
Johnny made him learn the old ways of the 80s, and Miguel helped him with the new ways of today's technology.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Leslie, who are you choosing, and why are you choosing them?
Well, I want to say, if there's no bad guy, there's no good guy. So.
Oh, okay. You need a bad guy for the story.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the bad guy. I don't agree with his philosophy of life, but how he carries himself, yes. So, but going to the facts. So obviously, Terry Silver. He is a Cobra Kai person. He has his ally, John Kreese, which is the reason why he enters to all this mess. It's because of John Kreese, actually, because he's the one that is going to him and ask him to help him with something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's living his life. He's not bothering anybody. He's having a successful life in peace, with art, with work, with his own life, trying to keep down his demons. And that's what apparently he said in one of his interviews. But with coming back, John Kreese, he couldn't resist accepting the offer of John Kreese to come back to the fight one more time. And I think that just awakened in him the real him again.
Yeah.
He never healed from whatever he was going through his life. He was just covering it with all these other stuff. And when Kreese came and reminded him, you should help me, it's just...
Do you think that he felt a little obligation to help Kreese?
I feel like yes, because of loyalty, obligation, yeah.
Because
of
what
they did, yes.
Yeah.
Because he saved his life, so he had that. But at the end, he didn't care about that. The thing is that Terry Silver is the only character that he could have been potentially good, but he never did. He never went the good way. Like, there was always a second intention in everything he did until the end. You know, like, he didn't want to lose. He didn't understand any of that. He already lost before. Like, he was a coward before. Now, he's never going to be that again.
Do you think if he didn't know that he was dying, that he might have approached it differently?
Probably not.
No?
No, because he knew he was dying and he still did what he did.
But it's like, if he's dying, it's like, what does he get to lose? He has nothing to lose.
I
no
feel
limits.
like in his mind is like, I have to prove
Yeah, I think
that I need to win until, I'm going to win.
You think that
before I
the
die.
fact that he is dying, like, that would have made him turn good, but he didn't even turn good then. He's still...
And that's the
One with
example
the
that in life there's always people that can turn to be good, and there's people that don't want to be good. And this is one example. So
Just what his idea of threatening Johnny's family is probably the worst thing
That
he
was
did
what, like,
in the
hurt
entire
him.
show.
Well, remember the
threaten a
beatdown that...
baby.
Remember Stingray?
Yeah.
He, like... I think he got beaten up, or he had him, like...
He was in the
Yeah, he got... But then he also got him to
lie.
on Kreese, and Kreese ended up getting arrested.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, his nemesis are Daniel LaRusso and, of course, Mr. Miyagi. But at some point, it's John Kreese too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine like how he can change loyalty with somebody. Like, once you don't think the same as them, you just change and they're your enemies. So his philosophy of life is, if they think you're weak, then that's when you can surprise them with your strength.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good philosophy. I think I was thinking about this one before, and it is interesting, but it does matter how you take it. Like certain things, like for example, if you're sick, if something's going rough in your life, and you just show the world that you're strong, and that you can fight against, like, let's say like Tori.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tori did that. Like, she was going through very bad stuff, and then again she was strong, and she won at the end, right?
I always remember when Kreese talked to her, she was like, you're going through this, you're going through that, but you can't feel sorry for yourself. Like, you have to fight. That was an awesome speech.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like this philosophy is good, but again, any extreme that you take is not gonna be good. Again, there has to be a balance. Everything's about balance, and that's not only a Miyagi-Do philosophy, but in general in life, you have to find a balance between, your actions and your thoughts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that guy, and that he aged well.
Okay.
How about we both do 2 Easter eggs each, and we pass it around.
Okay.
All right.
And we're reading from the Kick ASS book of Cobra Kai, by the way.
Yes. I agree with
Oh, I went
that.
right to the Easter egg page. That was cool. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so Season 1, Episode 1, Ace Degenerate. Was that the name of the last episode also? I don't know. The episode title is a reference to what Johnny's friends call him the beginning of Karate Kid. He's the Ace Degenerate. Season 1, Episode 3. Leslie, when you learn your... How do you pronounce that?
Esqueleto.
What does that mean?
Skeleton.
Yes, that.
Miguel wears a skeleton costume similar to the one Johnny wore at the Halloween dance in Karate Kid.
Hey, all right. Okay, Season 1, Episode 7, Fall Valley. Miguel and Sam's golf and stuff montage is almost a shot-for-shot recreation of Daniel and Allie's date in The Karate Kid. That's pretty cool.
They play the same song too.
Which is funny because I was comparing Miguel to Daniel earlier. So. Season 2, Episode 5, All In. The song No Shelter plays as Dimitri runs away from the Cobra Kais. The same song playing as Johnny chases Daniel in the Karate Kid. So, again, flashbacks, bring back old songs. It's all good stuff.
Yeah. Season 2, Episode 6, Take a Right. The episode title is a reference to Tommy's line in The Karate Kid. Take a right, check it out. Season 2, Episode 7. How would you pronounce this? Lol? Lol, okay. The freezer Daniel takes his students to contains meat branded with the name Fernandez Meat. This is a reference to Freddy Fernandez, who Daniel met when he arrived at his new apartment complex at the beginning of The Karate Kid. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's a cool one.
Season 3, Episode 1, Aftermath. Kreese now has a cardboard cutout of himself in the dojo, similar to the one in The Karate Kid Part 3. Okay. Season 3, Episode 5, Miyagi-Do. If you look closely in Chosen's dojo, you'll see a relic from the Karate Kid cartoon.
Okay. Season 3, Episode 10, December 19th. This episode takes place on December 19th, the date of the All Valley Tournament in the Karate Kid. All right. That's amazing. Okay.
Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah. Season 4, Episode 1, Let's Begin. The bottle of wine that Terry Silver kicks is from Cayman Estates. I think it's Cayman Estates. The vineyard belonging to Robert Mark Kamen, who wrote the Karate Kid movies. Wow, that's cool.
Cool. Season 4, Episode 5, Match Point. When Dimitri is digging up info on Terry Silver, he finds a reference to a toxic waste scandal in Borneo in the 80s. In The Karate Kid Part 3, Silver is shown ordering his company to dump toxic waste in Borneo. Okay. Season 4, Episode 10, The Rise. When Miguel doesn't return to the mat after his injury, the announcer declares Miguel Diaz is not gonna fight.
Oh, yeah.
This is an homage to the scene from The Karate Kid, when as Daniel returns to the mat, the announcer yells, Daniel LaRusso is gonna fight.
Nice.
Okay.
That's interesting
I
how
was
they
just curious.
take these little details that you might not take into account in the movies.
I was just
And
curious
so-
with this. Since you went over Giles,
Oh.
like his dojos and
Oh, okay. So, let's go back to Miguel for a minute. I neglected to share some relevant information. So, for those of you who don't know, everybody associates Miguel with Cobra Kai, but he was also in Eagle Fang.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Eagle Fang.
Which was a really awesome dojo.
I like the Eagle
cool,
Fang.
a really cool idea for a dojo.
Eagles don't have fangs.
His allies were Dimitri Alexopoulos.
Can I say something about Dimitri?
Sure.
I hated Dimitri at first. He was so annoying. He was such a dork. I don't blame Kreese for punching him in the face when he went in his dojo.
Oh, wow.
But he did grow on me. And how hilarious was it that he missed the match in that last episode?
That was fitting. That was a funny ending for him.
And turned out to be a cool guy. He learned the karate. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So besides Dimitri, I'm not going to try to say his last name again. Hawk and Samantha LaRusso. Those were his allies. Nemesis, Robbie Keane, who later they buried the hatchet. And Kyler Park, the original.
Oh, yeah. He kind of disappeared on the show.
Yeah, I think he ended up in a fraternity. Or trying to.
Oh, that was weird.
Character philosophy. There is no honor in being merciless. So, again, that sort of like goes against, in a way, what Johnny was taught. So that he realizes that, hey, sometimes you know, you gotta show mercy, you know, or like the guy that fought Miguel in the final, like he could have broke his back or something, injured him really badly. He chose not to take that path. Love interest, Samantha LaRusso, Tori Nichols. So at the end there, it's Samantha. And then family, Carmen Diaz is his mom, and Rosa Diaz.
Okay, you guys ready to sing our way out of here?
Hit it, Dave. Leslie, tear it up.
Hiya!
Come on, Clay. Woo! Give me some of that No Mercy. I don't want you taking any mercy on those drums.
Hiya! Hiya! Okay, here goes.
The best.
Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Yeah. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. Best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you
Lost the
down.
conversation, not my imagination, just a situation I'm in. It's time to start over again and again and again. Yeah. I'm lost in conversations, not my imagination, just a situation I'm in. It's time to start over again and again.